In Islam, wealth is not just a possession, it is a trust from Allah. And with every trust comes responsibility. Allah has commanded us to give zakat, not to decrease our wealth, but to cleanse it. Zakat is the purifier of the soul and the shield for our earnings. It removes hidden impurities from our hearts like greed and selfishness. It protects our blessings from harm and fills our lives with barakah. When a believer gives zakat with sincerity, he is not just helping others, he is washing his own wealth and protecting it from being a burden on the day of judgment. Zakat is the key to keeping your money pure, your heart humble, and your life blessed by Allah. Stay with me as we dive deeper into how zakat is not just charity, it is the protection and purification every believer needs. Zakat in its essence is not just an obligation, but a profound way to purify both one's wealth and soul. The concept of zakat is deeply rooted in the teachings of Islam, where wealth is seen not as a personal possession, but as a trust from Allah. As believers, we are entrusted with the resources Allah has blessed us with, and it is our duty to ensure that these resources are handled in a way that is pleasing to Him. Zakat plays a pivotal role in ensuring that this trust is honored in the right manner. One of the core functions of zakat is to purify wealth. When a person accumulates wealth, it can attract impurities, both material and spiritual. These impurities can manifest as greed, selfishness, and attachment to worldly possessions. Zakat serves as a purifier by removing these negative qualities. It helps the individual detach from excessive materialism and reminds them that wealth is a fleeting resource that should not define their happiness or sense of worth. When a person gives zakat, it is not merely a transaction of money, it is an act of humility and gratitude toward Allah. By giving a portion of one's wealth to the less fortunate, the believer acknowledges that everything they have is a gift from Allah and should be shared with others in a way that pleases Him. Additionally, zakat acts as a means of protecting one's wealth from being a source of harm. Wealth without zakat can become a means of spiritual and material decay. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Wealth does not decrease by giving charity." Sahih Muslim. This hadith highlights the fact that giving zakat does not lead to a loss of wealth. In fact, zakat ensures that wealth retains its barakah, blessings. By fulfilling the obligation of zakat, a person keeps their wealth protected from being consumed by selfishness, greed, and negative traits that could lead to a destructive attachment to worldly possessions. Moreover, zakat ensures that wealth circulates within the community. It reduces inequality and helps create a more just and balanced society. When individuals give zakat, it helps to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, enabling those in need to rise above poverty and hardship. This, in turn, leads to a more harmonious and compassionate society where everyone, regardless of their economic status, can experience a sense of well-being. In essence, zakat is a powerful tool that benefits both the individual and society. It purifies wealth by cleansing it of spiritual impurities, ensuring it remains a means of blessing, not destruction. It fosters a sense of humility and gratitude, reminding the believer that their wealth is a gift from Allah that should be used to help others and build a better world. Therefore, zakat is not just a charitable act, it is a vital mechanism for spiritual growth, protection of wealth, and the creation of a just, compassionate society. Zakat not only purifies wealth, but also protects it from being a source of harm in both this life and the next. Islam teaches us that wealth is not just a personal possession, but a trust from Allah. We are custodians of what Allah has granted us, and part of our duty as believers is to manage and use our wealth in a way that pleases Him. Zakat is a vital means of fulfilling this responsibility, ensuring that our wealth remains pure, free from the negative spiritual effects of greed, arrogance, and selfishness. Wealth, when hoarded and used selfishly, can easily become a burden. It can lead to attachment to worldly possessions and foster a sense of pride and entitlement. This attachment can cloud the heart, causing it to become spiritually weak. Zakat is the cure for this attachment. By giving a portion of one's wealth to those in need, a person releases their grip on material possessions and acknowledges that their wealth is a temporary blessing from Allah. This act of giving not only helps the less fortunate, but also allows the individual to purify their heart and remain humble, recognizing that all they have is a gift from Allah. Furthermore, zakat protects wealth by ensuring it remains in circulation. In Islam, wealth is meant to be a means of benefiting society, not something to be hoarded. Zakat ensures that the wealth is distributed in a way that reduces inequality and helps build a more compassionate and just community. When wealth is used to support others, it gains barakah, divine blessing, rather than being consumed by negative attachments. Therefore, zakat does not diminish wealth, it increases it by attracting Allah's mercy and blessings, which protect and preserve it for the believer. Zakat plays an essential role in purifying wealth, not just from material impurities, but also from spiritual ones. In Islam, wealth is considered a blessing from Allah, but it also comes with responsibility. We are merely custodians of the resources Allah has granted us, and it is crucial that we manage these resources in ways that align with His commands. Zakat is the prescribed means to purify our wealth by ensuring that it is used in the service of Allah and His creation, rather than for selfish or materialistic purposes. When a person accumulates wealth, it is easy for greed and attachment to develop, both of which can cause harm to the individual's spiritual well-being. The love of money can cloud the heart, making one forget the true purpose of life. Zakat removes this impurity by reminding us that our wealth is not our own. By giving a portion of it to those in need, we detach ourselves from the excessive attachment to material things and recognize that everything we have is a gift from Allah. This act of purification allows us to be grateful for what we have and use it responsibly, seeking Allah's pleasure in everything we do. Additionally, zakat protects wealth by ensuring that it remains a source of blessing, or barakah. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Wealth does not decrease by giving charity." Sahih Muslim, emphasizing that giving zakat does not diminish one's wealth, but rather purifies it and attracts divine blessings. Zakat keeps wealth from becoming a curse or a means of spiritual decay. By distributing a portion of our wealth to those who are less fortunate, we fulfill the divine command and maintain the barakah in our earnings. Moreover, zakat helps to foster a sense of compassion and justice within the community. By redistributing wealth, zakat addresses inequality, reduces poverty, and strengthens social ties. It ensures that wealth is not hoarded by a few, but circulates to benefit everyone. The act of giving zakat also encourages humility, as it reminds us of the transient nature of material possessions and reinforces the importance of helping others. Ultimately, zakat serves as both a purification and a protection for our wealth. It keeps our earnings free from the negative effects of greed and selfishness, allowing them to remain a source of blessing in our lives. When we give zakat, we are not just benefiting those in need, but we are ensuring that our wealth remains a means of spiritual growth, a reflection of our gratitude to Allah, and a source of barakah in this life and the next. Zakat, as an Islamic principle, holds deep significance, not just as a charitable act, but as a means to purify wealth and protect it from harm. In the eyes of Islam, wealth is seen as a trust, amanah, from Allah, not an individual possession. This perspective changes the way wealth is perceived and used. Zakat acts as a cleansing agent, purifying both the material wealth and the soul of the individual. The act of giving zakat is not merely about charity. It's about returning a portion of what Allah has entrusted us with to those who are in need, ensuring that the wealth circulates within the community, benefiting both the giver and the receiver. Wealth, when not purified by zakat, can easily become a source of spiritual harm. The Prophet Muhammad taught that hoarding wealth and not giving it to those in need can lead to negative spiritual consequences such as pride, arrogance, and a growing attachment to worldly possessions. These characteristics can make a person forget the true source of their wealth. Zakat serves as a cure for these negative traits by purging the heart of attachment to material possessions and fostering humility and compassion for others. By giving zakat, we detach ourselves from the excessive love of money and remember that all wealth is temporary and fleeting. It reminds us that our true wealth lies in our relationship with Allah and the way we help others in need. Another critical aspect of zakat is its role in ensuring that wealth remains a source of blessing, barakah, rather than becoming a curse. Zakat does not reduce wealth, instead it purifies it, ensuring that it remains a means of blessing in the giver's life. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Wealth does not decrease by giving charity." Sahih Muslim. This statement highlights the paradox that by giving away a portion of one's wealth, a person does not lose it, but instead gains the blessings of Allah. Zakat allows wealth to remain pure, and in doing so, it attracts Barakah, bringing divine blessings into the life of the one who gives. Moreover, zakat plays a key role in the redistribution of wealth within the community. It addresses economic inequality by ensuring that those who have more are able to share with those who are in need. This helps to create a more just and balanced society where the gap between the rich and poor is narrowed. When zakat is given, it not only helps those in immediate need, but also strengthens the entire community, fostering a sense of unity, compassion, and mutual support. In conclusion, zakat is much more than an act of charity. It is a powerful tool for purifying wealth, protecting it from harm, and ensuring that it remains a source of blessing in the life of the believer. It helps to purify the soul, remove negative attachments, and foster a sense of community and compassion. By giving zakat, we fulfill our duty as custodians of Allah's blessings, ensuring that our wealth remains a means of good both in this life and in the hereafter. Zakat is a fundamental practice in Islam that serves not only as a way to purify one's wealth, but also as a tool for protecting it from spiritual harm. Wealth in Islam is viewed as a trust, amana, given to us by Allah, and we are accountable for how we manage it. Zakat plays a crucial role in ensuring that this trust is fulfilled correctly. It is not simply a means of charity, but a way to purify wealth and cleanse the soul of impurities like greed, pride, and materialism. By giving a portion of one's wealth to those in need, the giver acknowledges that their wealth is not truly theirs, but a gift from Allah, and this act of purification strengthens their connection to the divine. When wealth is not purified through zakat, it can lead to spiritual decay. The love for money can easily overtake the heart, making one forget that everything in this world is temporary and that wealth is merely a means to an end. Zakat serves as a reminder that the real purpose of wealth is to serve others, contribute to society, and seek the pleasure of Allah. It keeps the heart humble and ensures that a person does not become attached to material possessions. By regularly giving zakat, individuals are encouraged to live with a sense of gratitude, knowing that their wealth is a blessing from Allah that they are entrusted to manage wisely. Moreover, zakat protects wealth by ensuring that it remains a source of barakah, or divine blessings. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Wealth does not decrease by giving charity," Sahih Muslim, emphasizing that giving zakat does not diminish one's wealth, but rather attracts blessings and increases its value. This barakah is not just in terms of financial gain, but can also be seen in spiritual fulfillment, peace of mind, and protection from misfortune. The act of giving zakat is a way of ensuring that one's wealth does not become a burden or a source of harm in this life or the hereafter. Zakat also serves to promote social justice by redistributing wealth within the community. It helps bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, reducing economic disparity and fostering a sense of solidarity among people. Through zakat, the wealth circulates and supports those in need, contributing to the well-being of society as a whole. It ensures that no one is left behind and that the blessings of Allah are shared with all members of the community. This sense of shared responsibility helps strengthen social bonds and create a more compassionate, just society. In conclusion, zakat is an essential practice that purifies wealth and protects it from being a source of spiritual harm. It reminds the believer that wealth is a trust from Allah and should be used responsibly. Zakat ensures that wealth remains a source of blessing by purifying it, protecting it from selfishness and greed, and ensuring it benefits others in the community. By giving zakat, individuals not only protect their wealth, but also their hearts and souls, fulfilling their duty as caretakers of Allah's blessings and contributing to the well-being of society. Zakat is a fundamental pillar of Islam that serves as a key means of purifying wealth, protecting it from spiritual harm, and ensuring that it remains a blessing in both this life and the hereafter. Islam teaches that wealth is not an individual's possession, but a trust, amana, from Allah. As custodians of this wealth, Muslims are entrusted to manage it in a way that aligns with Allah's will, and one of the most important ways to do so is by giving zakat. Zakat is more than just charity. It is an obligation that purifies both the wealth and the soul of the believer. Wealth can easily lead to spiritual decay if it is not managed properly. The love for money and material possessions can cloud a person's judgment, making them forget that everything in this world is temporary. This attachment to worldly wealth can lead to negative qualities such as greed, pride, and selfishness, which can damage the believer's relationship with Allah. Zakat serves as a powerful remedy for these spiritual illnesses. By giving zakat, a person not only purifies their wealth, but also their heart. It reminds the believer that their wealth is a gift from Allah, not something to be hoarded or used for personal gain alone. The act of giving zakat helps develop humility, gratitude, and a sense of responsibility toward others. Furthermore, zakat ensures that wealth remains a source of barakah, blessing, rather than becoming a curse. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Wealth does not decrease by giving charity," Sahih Muslim. This hadith highlights a profound truth. Giving zakat does not diminish one's wealth. Instead, it purifies it and increases its blessings. Zakat brings peace of mind, spiritual fulfillment, and protection from misfortune. It allows a person to hold on to their wealth without letting it control them, keeping it as a means of goodness rather than a source of anxiety or attachment. In this way, zakat safeguards wealth from the harmful effects of greed and materialism. In addition to purifying wealth, zakat promotes social justice. By redistributing wealth within the community, it helps narrow the gap between the rich and the poor, providing support to those in need and fostering a sense of solidarity. Zakat ensures that wealth circulates and is used to help those less fortunate, making it a tool for reducing inequality and promoting fairness in society. Through zakat, the wealthier members of society are reminded of their responsibility to support others, ensuring that no one is left behind. This creates a more compassionate, just, and cohesive community where everyone's needs are addressed and no one is excluded. Zakat also serves as a reminder that wealth is temporary and should be used in ways that are pleasing to Allah. The act of giving zakat teaches detachment from material possessions and strengthens a person's reliance on Allah alone. It reminds believers that true wealth lies not in the accumulation of possessions, but in living a life of faith, generosity, and compassion. By fulfilling the obligation of zakat, Muslims not only protect their wealth, but also protect their hearts from the negative spiritual effects of excessive attachment to worldly things. In conclusion, zakat is a key means of purifying wealth and ensuring that it remains a source of blessing, protection, and social benefit. It helps safeguard wealth from spiritual harm by purging the heart of greed and materialism, and it promotes a more just and compassionate society. By giving zakat, believers fulfill their duty as caretakers of Allah's blessings and contribute to the well-being of others. Zakat ensures that wealth remains a means of goodness, both in this life and in the hereafter, and it reminds us of our ultimate responsibility to use our resources in ways that please Allah. Thank you for watching. Zakat is not just an obligation, it's a beautiful act of compassion and purification. It cleanses our wealth, purifies our hearts, and strengthens our connection with Allah. It's a powerful reminder that our wealth is a trust, and by giving zakat, we fulfill our duty as caretakers of Allah's blessings. I encourage you to embrace this practice with sincerity, knowing that every act of charity, no matter how small, holds immense rewards. Let's make zakat a part of our lives and use our wealth for the betterment of others, bringing blessings into our own lives and the lives of those around us.